Hello, Alexander.
No.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thing.
Yeah. Oh, we have a guest. Hello, Leandro.
Hi, Leandro.
Morning, guys.
It looks like
Good morning, good
on a
morning,
big
guys.
party
How you doing?
today.
Well,
Yeah.
Leandro, you need to be careful what you say about the morning or afternoon, because there's a big discussion here about the timing of this meeting, if it's morning or afternoon. So you may need to say
Okay,
good morning and good afternoon.
okay, makes sense.
For
For me,
Leandro's good morning, of course.
yeah, good morning. Didn't have my breakfast yet.
See, okay, yeah, you got it. So the benchmark for us is the lunch. You know, for the North
Yeah.
Europeans, they say good afternoon because they used to have lunch before midday or midday. And for the Spanish, you know, lunch is at 2 more or less. So it's already afternoon for them. And until we have lunch, we don't say afternoon. So this is this is what this is for where the discussion is coming.
Quite a funny stuff.
Anyway, guys, Leandro is here. Leandro is here because yeah, he wants to see how you guys do the meeting. You know, flying into other meetings. I think this one is going very well because you guys talk, you guys even make jokes, and the discussion is relaxed, and people is participating. And I saw some other meetings with when people really doesn't participate as much as we do here in Europe. So I asked Leandro to maybe be optional here and time to time jump in our meeting and maybe pick up some ideas on about how we do things. So this is the reason. This is the reason he's here. Okay. So he's not the spy of Ivan or anything like that. So
Have you made him sign the form that says he won't tell HR what he hears in this meeting?
I will exactly say that I'm not spying anyone, just catching up things that goes well in other teams meetings that I can look and apply to other regions as well. Okay, be comfortable in doing everything you used to do. So I will take all the good things from my teams as well.
No worries, you are always welcome. As same as the NAN Latam team is always welcome in here. All right.
Thank you.
I think that we can start it anyway. We are almost complete. I have just two things for this week. So if you don't mind, I will start it. Thanks to my subsidiary management meetings this morning, I have a couple of things which are all of them related to the cases which are held by Maria. So sorry that I will be too much talking about your cases this morning. It was not intentional. It's just a bad luck. Yeah, because this morning I have the meeting with the Christo who have a problem with the activation of the OEF for the value line. We have discussed it last week here, and we have been doubt about if there is something wrong with the creator, OEF creator. So this time it's not a problem of the OEF creator, it's a problem of the typo what the Christo made. He made a mistake in the serial number that instead of the 16554, he used a 16544. And this creating this big trouble. It was good that from your side you obviously ask him, okay, give me the picture from the console to confirm the serial number. So after he asked the customer to get the picture, he realized that he made a mistake and confirmed that we have no problem with the OEF generator, at least regarding in this case. The second thing was a French team meeting with the Cedric's team, and it was related his value line system steering trouble. I don't know if you are aware of it, but it seems that we, not officially, but our engineering team confirmed that there is one specific thing, that if you install the value line receiver on the roof of the tractor, and that's a crucial, if you are installed on a double side tape and the antenna it's little bit inclinated to the front or to the reverse, that's mean that the pitch, not the cross, the pitch is not absolutely zero level. The receiver is not able to perform the initialization correctly, and it will result in the steering problems, which are, if you go faster, are smaller. If you go slower, they are the bigger. The typical issue that the steering is not able to go straight, it's permanently oversteering left and right. If you go faster, the problem is becomes smaller. The system is almost getting on a line. But if you slow below 5 kilometers, the steering is absolutely crazy. If you replace the receiver, the problem is still. Whatever you tune it up, the problem is still. The only solution is to put the antenna on an initialization that first few minutes, you put it straight. If you will use the factory fitted bracket, which are always installed plain, that will be not a problem. But once you install it on double side tape somewhere in the front of the cabin with the bubble size, the shape, you will going to create exactly of this trouble. I have discussed with the Nissan because he was talking about brings the logs. We don't need more logs in this stage. We need to do the two things. First, confirm that the antenna is a zero level, and the second, I have shared with them the new software, which they believe, the engineers, they have this problem resolved. Marco?
Yes, the question about what happens if your ground where you do the initialization is not plain, the same issue. So you even have to be careful to initiate just on a, let's say, plain farm ground or whatever.
I don't know, Marco. I don't know.
It's like you have just to put, I think the solution is just to put the washers and keep it zero level. That's all.
But
Is this something that you, sorry?
No, you go, Gabriel, you finish.
You already discussed with Testini if his problem is the same?
I will realize it tomorrow morning.
Okay, let's wait.
I mean, this is in our manual, right? And the PM was advising to use the double tape. Why don't we take it out? Why don't we request to the PM to take it out from the manual and push people or obligate people to use the bracket?
The one thing is why, because the bracket from the Topcon cost almost the half of the system of the whole value line. So you will never be able to push them, because if the bracket costs €300 on 2,000 euro system, it's a nonsense. That's the reason why we use the dual side tape. The other thing is that in my case, it's installed on the metal, the antenna, it's not the dual side tape. And the inclination, it's almost not visible. In my case, the error was 6 degrees, which is almost not visible. It's not installed like that, it's almost flat, just a 5 degrees, it's a deal. And okay, this is something which happened. It was not discussed probably inside engineers. They were not aware. Probably they are testing it in Concordia on just a zero flat area, so they have not been faced with that. Now they have the updated version, which needs to be just tested, which count with this pitch slope, and this problem will not happen anymore. It's under the investigation, it's under development. Only the point of this meeting is be aware, if you receive the complaint that the customers are unable to make the steering right, the first and the most typical sign is if you go faster, the problem it becomes smaller. If you're going below 5 kilometers, the steering becomes absolutely crazy, steering left and right. So that's like a symptom. We can put it together, similar in my case in Czech, the France, and probably the Testini's case the same. The first thing first is to make sure take the iPhone and measure it, or whatever tool to measure it, that the antenna is really flat.
You take the iPhone, take out the
Also,
case at least.
Half bottle fill of water. We can go in
No, I mean,
medieval.
but without jokes, guys. Just put it here in your minds, okay? For the next 2-3 weeks now in season. Remind this, okay? Ana Maria, Julian, Andre, Alex, the ones that are dealing with these situations. Yeah, remind this symptom, okay?
And we have a proof that if you replace on the same place, same installing another XR1, you have the exactly same behavior. You are very easy to reproduce it on the every XR1 you have it. So it's not a hardware issue, it's just the installation. The problem is that in that initialization procedure was not done, it was not added the compensation for the pitch slope, which is creating that this initialization is not right. Keep in mind, the value line is a cheap system. We choose the cheap IMU sensors, which are not factory calibrated, like it was the AGI4 or the AGS2. So we are doing we are using the different procedure, and this is a kind of the behavior which it happens. That's life. We know about it. We just we can very easily tell them, okay, make sure that the antenna is flat. If you request the MC log, in the MC log, this value is very clearly visible, and the problem will disappear. That's it. Long story short.
Before Maria or Marco go, be careful in the way you said that to customers, that the Valuant receiver is a cheap receiver with no factory calibration, all these things, okay? Because
okay. This is the internal discussion.
This is just between us, okay? So let's be careful in the way we explain this to our customers. Maria.
Hi guys. Thank you, Andre, for helping us with this, because this case was starting to become a nightmare. So
yeah.
Thank you. And one question, are they going to do the firmware update, or do we have to manage it from here? Because we were planning to do remote support this week. I don't know.
Yeah. I would like to put it into the comments to the case, but they have not been able to find the case. If you can share it with me, the case number,
yeah, I have the case.
I will add the details to the case comment, like I did it with the Christos case. But they have not been able to find the case number.
It's because we have it in C4. We don't have it in Salesforce.
Okay. That was the reason.
That's why the reason. But I will create a new one in Salesforce.
Yeah, until we will jump to the Salesforce together, we have to duplicate the cases. There is no other way around. Right, Miguel?
If she needs to escalate something, then yes.
Yeah. Which is the pity, because if the many cases stays just in C4C, we'll have not be able to track them in a Salesforce. So we'll have not a visibility for the rest of the...
The problem with that C4C they're using is that they are probably using different module of the one we will use in the future. So the C4C has a support module itself, and it's not the one Maria and I are using right now. So I'm not too sure, because I don't know the technical capabilities of the C4 to transfer all the cases to the C4 module that we will use in the future. So we need to deal with these situations. They know when to duplicate cases and when they should not, and they have Salesforce account as well. So if they need to escalate something, they need to create a case in Salesforce too.
Okay, good, perfect.
Okay, we'll do it.
Okay, Marco.
Should we create something like a knowledge article or dealer news? Because sometimes they have different people in the field installing these systems. They all need to get informed about.
This is what I was saying before. It's a little bit going against what we say in the manual, right?
Yeah, and probably I will say no because the season is already running, so it will not influence in the right way. So those cases which will be escalate, we know how to handle it, and for the next season there will be already the patch where this problem will be no more. So I prefer not to disturb the reputation of the system and inform it.
Use it. Let's use it as another procedure or topic in the troubleshooting. When you tell them, okay, adjust the aggressiveness, adjust the online, adjust the P time, all these things, if you still cannot do it, then take a bracket and use the bracket. Don't use the double tape. Because if you, at the end, maybe the workflow, because if you tell them at the beginning, they will think that is the main thing and they will go straight to that, and they will apply the same for the other cases, and they may have a complaint. I don't know, guys. This is a difficult thing. I'm pretty sure we need to talk to Michael Stone. We need to maybe, my opinion, we should take it out the manual and we should push people to have a bracket. If this is the root cause of the issue, if I was making the decision.
I don't think it's the root cause of the bracket. I would say it doesn't matter what you're using to install it. The only thing is it needs to be plain. So if you have a bracket on and you calibrate somewhere on a slope, then it will happen the same. And that could clarify why we have the main troubles in Austria, where many farms are on a slope and there's no plain place. And they just calibrate the system on a slope, and then the systems are going crazy.
Okay, we have just a few cases. We are tracking what is the problem. We never approved them to install it, the antenna not plain. In all of the materials, I believe it's described that the installed antenna have to be on the plane level. We know about it. We share it. We didn't accept it at the angle. Now we know it in that special cases, and I don't think that we have that many. We will know where to have a look around. We have the new software or the firmware for the antenna which have this problem resolved, which we can double test it in that particular cases, and for the next season the problem will disappear and it will be no more. So I am strongly against to forbidden to remove the installation on the dual side tape, because this is the one of the two things which give the big advantage. The easy to install, because the stick it on the plastic roofs, which are the most of the tractors currently, is the the holy grail. There is nothing best what we can advise than to use the dual side tape. And the second thing is the price of the installation. We are fighting for to be below 5,000 euro on the complete set of the installed system. And if we force them to use the 300 euro bracket, it's our margin, or it's the dealer's margin almost on the system. So
100, they can do an aluminium bracket for 50 euros locally. It's not like. Anyway, it should be PM decision. It shouldn't be ours anyway.
If you look, for example, Top Con France, they have nothing else than the Peugeot 3008 with the small bag of the tools. Who or how they will produce these brackets? They even have no team who can design it, and it's almost the rest of our dealers in the EMEA.
Yeah.
So that's a different story. Yeah.
Clear.
Marco, you had another comment.
Yes, it's exactly that what I say. I don't think it is related to bracket or tape. I think the issue is really that the receiver is not plain whilst initialization. And
Exactly.
so even if you have the bracket on and it's in an angle, doesn't matter if it is mounted in an angle or if it is because the ground is in an angle, it will really destruct the structure of the system. So the trouble is, what we have to care about is that the receiver is plain, and also the place where they do the calibration or the initialization is plain as well. And if we point on that, this is the important point to tell the dealers to keep this in mind. And we had quite a number of systems that had a very, very bad performance in Austria, and it was just Austria. And the other ones here in Germany, where you don't have that much mountains, they had no complaints about, or much less complaints. So I
Yeah,
think
it will be-
we should really point on that, at least the dealers where we see there are massive complaints from spring.
Yeah, that's good that you have been in the garage, so you have seen the area where they are doing it. So probably, if you will try to calibrate the system on the airport, like in Courchevel in France, probably it will not work in the right way, and this could be the problem. Anyway, we have the software beta version for the receiver, where in these cases we can test it and we can prove if that approach is correct or wrong. So keep in mind, we have this problem. We know how to treat it. If anything, just get me in contact. We will discuss it the closer, how to approach it. We can discuss it with the Anton, how they would like to approach it. We have a Jira case, and we can follow up through this Jira. Okay? Agree? Yeah, my second one is regarding it's after the last week meeting. It's one of my favorite topic. It's about the e-learning. What I love to. Andre created the short guide how to access the e-learning on our e-learning portal. We are going to release it soon, but in the meantime, I would like to show you just briefly how to access these e-learnings and why I'm asking you. You have to first to navigate to the catalog. Leave alone all of these other. You have to navigate to the catalog. There you navigate to the product solution training and agriculture catalog. Here there are all agriculture related trainings. The main issue to be able to see all of the trainings, you must be enrolled in the curriculum. And that's the point. If you are not enrolled into the curriculum, you are not able to see these 5 courses. Even if I send you the link to the course, you will not be able to open the link, or you will not be able to search for the course until you enroll to the curriculum. So that's probably the reason why nobody, or I would say nobody, why we have why we have that small coverage, why we have that so few people being able to see through the courses. Because if you, for example, would like to see what was the release in the last 505, you have to go through the what is it, Horizon. Oh, consoles.
Solution, top constraint
Top right.
solution curriculum. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
here. Controls and Horizon software. There are already 9 courses inside. And if you didn't enroll it, the whole course, you will not be able to see all of them. Even, you see, I have to finish all of these courses to be able to continue to the other ones. So for those you guys, you are doing the subsidiary or the meeting with the important customers, please take it into the note to show up or explain how to access the data and how to enroll the courses and how to go through. We invest so much effort to prepare all of these e-learnings. That's one thing. The second thing, I hardly believe that the informations inside are very useful, at least to know which are the new features or what we talk about when we did the question and answer meeting for the value line. It's all up there, but the people cannot find it if you didn't show them the proper way how to access the training course.
Yeah, I have a meeting with.
One comment. Yeah, go ahead, Miguel.
I have a meeting with Ryan on Wednesday to try to unlock the situation. I think it is a company policy, and in between PS when we were under Ron and agriculture, they made it in this way, and we were not aware that you must be enrolled to access to the catalog. We didn't know that. So I have a meeting with Ryan on Wednesday, and I will tell him that we don't want it this way, and he will he will follow our instruction. That's it. But until Wednesday, this is the way.
Yeah, so sorry, I just wanted to comment that there is one more point. Actually, like with the 505, we sent a DNews so that we released so the software, but we never sent a DNews so that we had e-learning for it. So it was like no. I even think nobody from the dealers was, let's say, searching for it. Because they did not realize it was existing, and even more. So this is something because of what I'm thinking about. Let's say how to push people. I don't know, maybe not to push, but today, for instance, I realized I had a case from a guy who completed value line subscriptions e-learning and asked how to purchase OAFs for value line. So after completing it, and it's something let's say which needs maybe we need pay more attention to every e-learning that we remind the people to do it let's say continuously.
Exactly. You talk to GeoConcept every 2 weeks, right? How many times you told to GeoConcept to do this e-learning? Because nobody from GeoConcept did this e-learning because we checked last week, only top 1 employees done it.
Exactly. This is that point where I would like to start it up, that we have to start to work with the e-learning in the proper way. All of we in the team made so much effort to create the materials for it, and we did it to help our job. And from the cases we are having, it's evident that if the people will go through the e-learning, they will not be lost in these questions like how to purchase the OEF, or this morning that once you activate the ISO TC on the value line, you cannot create the virtual profile, or that you can copy the guidance line from the other field. There are many things which are in the e-learning, and they are very nicely explained who could help them and save the time of the people. Only need to find a way how to bring up to the people, explain to them through our meetings what we have with the GK, SDF, or the LH, or the France, or whatever, just to push them people to understand to go through all these meetings. I understand that this is not easy in the way how it's structured, because even if I would like to go through it, I have to ask Andrei, who spent 1 day to find out where the core it is. So this is not the way how it should, but this is the way how you can access it. You can explain to them, and in the meantime, we will prepare the better way how to, let's say, improve this user experience. All right.
Maybe also, I don't know, like an idea. Actually, we have a list of let's say of the people who receives push notifications from the dealers. So it may be, let's say, not 100% always correct and so on. But anyway, so it's people who usually ask something and create cases for us. As one of the options would be just to enroll them mandatory. Like we have new e-learning, enroll them. And then
it should work in a different way. It should be counting the score for how much of the trainings you have enrolled, how much of the training you are missing, how you flexible, these kind of things. There are already procedures. We are not going to develop the wheel. We have to just we have a learning. It's a little bit obsolete, and we need to jump to make it up to date and to make it better. That's all.
Yeah, and in the future, we will do it, but we need to have the proper plan already made, like a linking even with dealer discounts and some other obligations from the dealer. But we are not ready as a company right now to do it because we are weak. For example, in the release something on the market. So as soon as we get a little bit stronger, we will try to do these things. But today it's impossible. We only onboard TopCon employees to these e-learnings, okay? Not the dealers. So even in your subsidiaries meetings, all these Testinis, Cherones, Francisco Lemus, Diegos, Nathan, Jean-Pierre's, all of them should have the invitation already. So all of them should watch it.
And the same for the translation. We have already the procedure how to translate it, right? To have it the courses translated. So if those you guys who keep or you find it out that it's important to be translated, so we can manage it that the course will be translated. I can imagine that for the French colleagues it will be difficult to do it through in English, so maybe for them we can translate it.
I think we should clarify it with Nigel's team, because actually Michel Quirk was the person who was managing all translations till the last moment. And considering our discussions that now she is also managing many other stuff, so the question is, let's say, how it works right now with the translations.
The translations are available for you guys. You get the invitation, you get the list on your smart card, you pick it, you do it, and that's it. What we are doing is not the double check.
No. I mean, is it automated, and will it also work for the future for all languages which are selected and so on?
In theory, yes.
In theory.
So if you see something that is missing, let me know, because I will talk to Michel and Nigel. They are responsible for that, and they are still responsible for that.
Okay, this is done. That was my points. So who would like to start? Who have something important to talk about? If not, we can start it one by one.
I'll go from our side.
Yep.
Case-wise, nothing too dramatic at the moment. We guess lots of CEDA questions, not quite as many as we might normally expect in one go. I don't know whether it's because our season has been a bit longer here in the UK. We've had some, well, like everywhere, we've had a lot of dry weather, so people were starting to seed a lot earlier. So I think it's kind of spread where we normally get one big hit of all the cases coming in one go. I think it's spread it a little bit, so it's been a little bit easier. So I don't think there's anything too dramatic or too outstanding in cases wise. But the biggest issue we're seeing, which I guess isn't directly our problem, but we're getting it, is service, which I've mentioned a couple of times, I think. But we're now, our repair department is going to not exist in the next month or two, because the guys are being made redundant, so they're leaving. So we're pushing everybody to the EMEA service team. And we're getting some sort of, there's been a few, I've got one at the moment to deal with where we've had some issues with things not being able to be repaired and being sent back to our Belgian distributor. And they're not very happy about it because they've never had that before. So just need to understand what's going on with that side of it. And we're getting some issues as well with sales, which are falling down to us as well because of product supply, because of this transition with our production. We're getting some kickback from dealers just not getting a response, basically. So they've emailed our sales team, they've emailed TP sales team. More this is on the construction than the ag, because the biggest ag is handled kind of mainly on an OEM basis from our perspective on what we take calls on. So that we haven't seen the issues with yet, but I think it's coming. But at the moment, we're getting onboard weighing problems with our dealers not being able to order things or not getting any response from stuff. I dealt with one last week where the guy, luckily, he had a sense of humor. He was our Polish distributor, but he made a fairly serious point at the end of saying, after I'd helped him, he said it's the first time in 2 months he'd felt like a customer and not, just a bug, basically, is what he said. Because they're just, yeah. Honestly, he sent the best. He sent the best reply. I'd said something about the Netherlands. I'd said, oh yeah, sorry, we've transferred all the stuff to TP now for onboard weighing. And yeah, he said, I did get a reply from the Netherlands to say the scales might be coming at some point. He said, maybe this year, maybe in 2354, maybe Captain Picard will deliver them. Maybe they've had a problem with their warp engines.
Yeah.
So he's got a sense of humor, but he's not happy.
We
No
don't have
one's
that.
happy.
We don't have that stuff here in Madrid yet, Tom. I don't know where the stuff is, but we don't have that stuff here in Madrid yet.
What, the onboard weighing stuff?
Yeah.
I think it's all going through TEP, apparently. The orders are going through TEP straight to the new, to AMA.
Yeah, probably, but we don't have that stuff here. I know we are making a space here in our warehouse, and we are even renting, or we are planning to rent a warehouse in front of the current one we have. So the other, literally in front of the street.
Yeah.
And but it didn't happen yet. So I know that the very first things we are going to get are the low cells from Tele. So Tele is stocking a lot of low cells right now. Those ones are coming to us. Those were in theory only used for Digistar, like for animal feeding, not for onboard weighing. So I don't know from where those are, but I know that the operations here in Madrid is aware of these things, and they are pushing AMA to get the orders. And they said the other day that they are sure that there's going to be even more delay.
100%. So I know that we're not getting anything shipped from AMA until at least the end of the month.
Yeah, because for any reason,
I don't think Ag is even starting.
Yeah, for any reason, AMA prioritize positioning. So AMA is only building right now positioning stuff. So it's not building any agriculture stuff now. So they are going to start shipping. I mean, last week Stefan was there, right? With is it Stefan Selby?
Steve.
Yeah, he was there last week with Gareth. So I guess they were pushed for the Gamma guys to start building the agriculture product, but they haven't started yet. That is for sure. No. And about the service, it's funny. They said the other day that they had no issues with these things, and they could easily absorb the increment of workload. So you have an official complaint for that customer, please send it to me, and I will work with Codruta, because something is not really working here.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. I need to have a look at his cases to understand what it was that was sent back. He basically had a bunch of stuff sent back that they said was not repairable, and he said,
yes. No, you go.
Yeah, no, it's just he said they've had a good proportion of stuff not repairable, and he said he's never had anything sent back from us not repairable before.
Okay, the main issue we are going to see with this transition from TTL to AMA and to service, and we have to be clear, all of us, and honest with the customers, is that before TTL could manufacture or fix almost everything, even one piece. If one customer was asking for one piece, TTL could manufacture only one piece. Now AMA is not going to manufacture one piece. The minimum order they were talking today was in between 25 and 50. I'm not sure yet. They were still discussing. So flexible things that TTL was doing before for customers, we are not going to get it now. This is going to be the main problem. And the second problem is that our service here in Madrid, and this is just between us, they are not really flexible with these things. They are probably more flexible than AMA, but they're still not as flexible as TTL was in the past. So this is where, Tom, you need to a little bit be accurate and work with me and Codruta to try to make them be flexible. But I'm not too sure if Codruta will be happy to do these things. For sure, they face an issue and they said, okay, this is not repairable, because Codruta said to us, don't do these things. I'm pretty sure that they just following the process. They never go an extra mile. They just follow the process unless you tell them. And this is just between us, okay, guys?
Yeah.
So, Tom, you will be dealing with these situations more and more in the future, because our service is not that flexible, and AMA for sure is zero flexible.
Yeah, but what and it's a fair point. I've also said, I've said it to Will and probably everybody else. If you get a complaint and it's about TTL, send it to me, because I'm going to just try and channel all these things through one place, basically. So if it's a case and it's a complaint or someone struggling, send it to me. If it's some technical issues, then Will's there. pick it up as ever, and he'll pick up more of the technical stuff. But last week, I reckon I spent most of my time handling issues with service orders, different dealers, than I did doing anything else. And that's fine, that's no problem. But I think it's better we channel it in one place. So yeah, send it my way.
Exactly, Tom. And I know you can do it. And at the end of the day, this is a lot of these things in customer support that are surrounding customer support that are not directly affecting our job, but we need to deal with these situations.
Yeah.
So just work with Nick and Gareth, okay? Don't get all this pressure for you.
Yeah. I was going to say, we'll just do what we can, I think, to try and keep it going. At a point, there's only so much we can do. Yeah. There is only so much we can do. The Polish guy I helped out in a way that I shouldn't have done. Totally went around the system and sorted him out. But that's not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to do it for very much longer. And then I'm going to have to follow all the rules, and then all our customers will get upset. Yep.
You know, this is soon gonna be a big tema for all of us, because as this onboard waiting is going to be spread across the many small OEM brands, I just realized the last week that there are coming the 3 manufacturers with the grain carts systems running with the SL2 onboarded inside. So our dealers in that region, they have to be trained sooner or later how to troubleshoot it, because the first questions and requests start to be coming, what to do with the whale cells broken and then these kind of things. So maybe it will be worth to find a way how we will probably onboard these products, or finally onboard this product to our MEA distribution network.
We already planned to that, Ondrej. In the training we will do in November, the sales training, there will be one fully dedicated date for that. And then if this is being successful, or this will be successful, we will have a dedicated training for this. The thing is now the equipment. So there is, just on the email, we have 2 options. We can go to Stockholm, Belgium to train people, or we can go to Concordia. So if I guess Cedric and another customer are going to Belgium now, and in the situation, it should be in the future, this should be going to Concordia. So yeah, we'll need to address probably a full week of training for our dealers in Concordia very soon. I don't know if it's January, Ondrej, December, January, probably January.
January, probably.
And in fairness, if Will and I are talking about onboard weighing, normally we're talking about the industrial hydraulic weighing systems. The trailer weighing stuff tends to fall into the agricultural side slightly differently, but it's more onboard weighing is classed as sort of like the construction telehandler, loader, front end shovel, excavator weighing sort of systems. That's really what we mean by that one.
Yeah, but in theory, Jesus requests to Nick to start selling some of these products through the agriculture market too.
Yes. Yeah.
So there will be, maybe 25%, or I guess it's less than 50% of the portfolio. But yeah, maybe 30-40% of the portfolio will be also sold through the agriculture network.
Yeah. And a lot of it's, there's a good chunk of it is designed for the agricultural market. So, it's a good route to take. So
there is a thin line in between both.
Yeah, people like it because it makes a lot of money normally. So that's why they want to sell it everywhere.
Right.
Of course, in the time when the steering system costs almost the same as the weighing system, it's another product where to make money and to keep alive some of the dealers in the time when the steering system sales goes down. So it makes sense. And I just probably mislead it that the SL2 weight cells, it's more about the Rob Vickers job rather than you, because you are the hydraulic weighting for the telescopic handlers, wheel loaders, skid steer loaders, and this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. And in fairness, we do actually have some like trailer weighing products coming through. So that crossover between Rob's bit and my bit will happen, but it's kind of that's separated slightly more into the kind of agricultural side versus our what we call our onboard weighing side, like you say. So yeah, complaints and training. Great.
But I think that this is our job anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we get paid for.
So then
That's
we
it.
are on the right place.
Yeah,
Marco?
exactly.
Yeah, since we are already talking about the RDS stuff, I have two issues that I want to bring up here. First one is that
Hold on. Tom, you have anything else before the Marco start? It's done.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so the first one is about the moisture sensor. That issue that we had some weeks before is still not solved. There's installed ground stripe, everything. There is some reading, but especially in the interesting area around 15-16%, then the readings go up in a unusual way. We suddenly get 40% instead of 16%. So readings are really crap. At least we have some readings, but it's not really that we work with this. What can we do here?
Yeah, I was talking to Tim about this because there's not a clear answer as to why that's happening. I think we've established it's probably not an individual sensor because they've changed quite a lot of sensors at this point. So I think it rules that out. And I think the testing that we did, which I shared with you, still proves the linearity of that sensor through that moisture range should be okay. But the question is, why on that machine does it stop reading basically when it hits 15 or 16%? And it is in the cross auger rather than in the bottom of the clean grain elevator or the bubble up auger, because you can't put it in the bubble up auger. And when I was talking to Tim, the only thing that we could come up with was whether when it gets to that higher percentage, whether it starts to something at that point is affecting the flow over the sensor, or maybe I don't know whether the cross auger is filling up and the sensor is then not getting so much flow over it, depending on where it is. We were struggling to come up with a good reason why. Basically, we were struggling to come up with an explanation for it.
The second thing is the other sensor in the elevator bottom plate is not working as well. So it's so strange here.
It is weird. I do wonder. Part of me wonders whether there's something else. Is there something else going on? Do we have some other issue, like a power supply issue or a grounding issue or something else? Because the sensors
grounding is solved. Because we have now really sent the ground strap there. This we have for sure clarified.
Because the sensor is basically measuring the capacitance of the grain, and it needs the back plate of the sensor. It's like the difference in capacitance of the kind of surrounding area and the grain, basically. And so to suddenly jump the signal up means that difference in capacitance is, it's suddenly measuring a big difference if it's gone to full signal. But I genuinely don't have an explanation. I know one thing we were talking about is whether we could get some pictures of where it's installed in the cross auger. I don't know if anyone's got any good pictures of that, because the only thing
some
Tim
pictures,
said,
but not if it is open. When it is open,
which you
just
can't
when
really
it is
see.
installed. So from the outside, you can see where it is in the auger, but not how the auger is prepared.
Yeah, the only thing that Tim came up with was having an issue previously where the grain was getting really compacted onto the sensor at a certain point, and that wasn't letting it read the signal particularly well, because the grain will give different readings depending on how compact or otherwise it is and how well it's flowing. And if it was getting compacted by the flights of the auger onto the sensor, he said he has he had in the past on a combine actually trimmed down the flute of the auger that went over the top of the sensor to give it a bit more room and stop the grain being compacted. But we're getting into really niche cases and
Do
really
we
straight.
really
No.
think about to have such
No.
a big jump just because of a
Yeah.
little compaction? I would
I
say
wouldn't
if
have thought so.
we read 18% instead of 16, so it's a little shift or something
But
because
it's
of
like
that.
goes full range, doesn't it?
But it goes, as you say, full range. That's so far away, so way off from what we expect. That's the strange thing here. It's more like the principle is not working in general.
Yeah. I know, and I don't know why. I mean, we can get the sensors back and make sure they're okay. Is that something to do? I don't know whether that's a good start. Just to
We have
prove
sent
the
so
sensor
many
is okay.
sensors there now.
I know. That's it. That's the thing. It's not like we're working on one sensor or like it's just there's something a bit strange going on, and I don't have an explanation, and I can't easily come up with one. I thought what you really want is to buy one of those class like
Bypass.
samplers, so you can put a sampler on the elevator and use that.
Yeah,
but
the bypass system could be a solution here, I think. But the question is,
it's not a good one. Why isn't it working in the first place?
Yeah, all the others should work as well. It's so strange.
Yeah, it is strange, but I don't know what to do next. I genuinely don't know quite what to do next with it. We've tried it in multiple positions, multiple sensors. You've gone to see it, sorted the grounding issue out.
It changed a little the grounding, so might be a little bit related there, but not really. And the strange thing is, it's 3 combines of the same type.
Yeah, that's what's weird.
Okay,
but it's a good question, because where does it leave us? I don't know where it leaves us. I don't know what we do with it as the next approach. Tim didn't have a particularly good insight into it.
Take it offline with the PM and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll have another conversation. There's somebody else I can talk to, so I'll have another conversation with somebody else and our old engineering director, see if he's got some ideas. And the old PM, actually. I'll talk to Doug as well, because he basically designed it with Pete Nelson, so I'll talk to both of them, see if they've got some ideas.
Yeah.
So, and the second thing what I wanted to bring up, do we have troubles with Artemis motors?
Not normally, no. Not in a bit, certainly not in a big way. We sell thousands, probably.
Yeah.
And
GK sold a system with a single motor, and later on they tried to upgrade it to triple motor. And when they installed the additional motors, they found that they cannot calibrate because they are not turning, and they raised an encoder error. And one was shipped to Madrid and repaired, and the other one was not able to be repaired in Madrid, came to UK. The repair documents don't say what was repaired or if it was replaced. Now they are back. The first one is installed, and again, it does not work. It raises the error to have no encoder data.
So okay. Artemis is a bit weird. No one ever does this. In theory, every MCM is terminated with a little loop of wire in the harness. It's a little yellow loop of wire. I'll have to send you a picture of it. And in theory, you should only ever have one of those connected. So if you put more channels on, you're meant to cut the termination in all of the other MCMs. No one ever does, and very rarely do you get a problem, but sometimes you do, and then you want to cut the termination in the other MCM. So it might be that, because it might be throwing off some of the CAN
like
signals.
A chance to look for.
Yeah, I'll find some information on and I'll send it through to you. It doesn't come up very often, and it's in the manual. No one ever reads it. No one ever does it. I suspect 95% or 99% of systems never do it, but sometimes it fixes issues to actually cut that termination. We've got a new 8-channel Artemis system coming out. There's a bulletin for it, and to make that work, we've had to change the MCM and change the way the termination works, and that's more clear that you have to. The termination is different. Not every MCM is terminated. You just have one terminator on the end, so that will work better than it currently does at the moment. But yeah, at the moment, you might have to cut those terminator loops, and that might fix it. So I'll send you some details on it. But generally speaking, we don't have motor problems. Sometimes, but
Okay, I understand.
I'll have a look for the case as well and see what was repaired.
Yeah, I will let you know. Okay, so
Something else, Marco?
finished from my side in terms of this stuff. Plugfest, I want to give a little report. Last week in Marienfeld, close to the glass factory. Yes, in general, Horizon 6 performs very well. As usual, Topcon is in the forefront of the market. In terms of features we support, in terms of accuracy, what we bring up and everything, and that there are not so many issues. So was quite successful. Still, we had some smaller stuff what we had to bring up, but usually the answer was like, please read the standard, and at this point you will find how to do. And so it was not on our side. I can confirm some new features working. First one is that we have the tramlining now working. So Isobus tramline control in level 1 is working. Level 2 was not yet officially implemented. Nevertheless, the engineering was working on this, and we found that level 2 is not yet correct or did not work. We need to find out if this was on our side or the implement side. It was recognized that we can do this, but some automatic stuff was not going in work. So we will find this out. Need to check the CAN logs from last week. Was quite hard, any test there. It was like half an hour per each implement. So you connect this, you have to do the upload, you have to talk about what features are available, test these features depending on which level, which ECU has and so on, what type of ECU it is. And then afterwards, getting the data downloaded, shared between the two companies. And yeah, then the next one is already there to plug in, and there's not much time to deal around with major issues. Other stuff that was interesting, the Rauch spreaders, so same as Kuhn spreaders, they have a new feature that is called OptiPoint, where they can extend the spreading pattern on the inside of the field. So if you are going in the headland and you have some little gaps from fertilizing the inner field, then you can enable that OptiPoint, and it adds another 2-3 meters to your spreading pattern and increases the fertilizer in these points. That means mid in work, you just press a button and you get more working with. That is immediately done by our console. Console just adds the additional part of the boom. So that works fine. And the other part was a feature where they where they correct the application point. So if you are in the headland spreading and you go around the field with the headland feature enabled, the side that is shortened, like along a road or other field or waterway, that side is turning slower, so the disc will not throw the fertilizer that far, and because of that, it is not flying that far to the side and to the rear, And on the spreading pattern, they now move the application point to the front for that half of the spreader. The main half that is still turning with the full speed is in its usual place. And now here the implement application point on one half moves to the front. So we have a little bit, it looks like a little bit broken implement. And this all works dynamically. We have seen similar on mowers, Krone mowers, where they can shift the implement section dynamically in and out. And then we see also how the coverage on our side dynamically shifts to the place where it was done. Yeah, so far from general view.
Thank you, Marco. So hope
You're
you
welcome.
enjoyed.
Yes, it was great.
Big party. Can you imagine that much engineers, all of the engineers inside of one room? Oh, that must be big party.
Yeah, like 400 men inside that room and maybe 20 girls, lots of electronics, cables, consoles, laptops, everything mixed up. And
Yeah, have to be passionate.
I will share some pictures.
Okay, who else? Something to share? We're already running out of the time. Something important to talk about?
I had two questions to discuss, or
Go
let's
ahead.
say maybe we already have an answer that will be interesting for everyone. The first one, LH Agro requested whether we, so in the new release of the value line, the implement management will be, let's say, designed in the same way like in core Horizon, like having a pool of the implements where you can have, let's say, if task controller is enabled, you can select between virtual and Isobus, or let's say have all in one list and so on, and activate, deactivate from that list. And
Okay.
do we have any, let's say, do we know any plans of PM in this regard, or let's say
Yeah,
maybe we can
okay, I
start?
got a point. I got a point. This way of the integration is the price what we are paying to have it integrated within just the 2 months from the decision has been made. Because as you know, originally the value line was not planned with the Isobus task controller built in. And in a very short time, because the decision was made somewhere in the March and it was released with all of the delays in June, it was the only the way that it will be separated from the native mode. There is a plan that in the next version, I don't know if it happens, but it's a plan to merge it together to have it like the premium line.
Okay,
it's in plan in future.
Yep. And yeah, so another question. Do we have a list of PGN messages for EMEA 2000 in value line? Is it the same like from AGS2? Because we, as in value line, we send it from the console, not right, so that not from the receiver.
We can ask for it. Yeah,
I
think
asked Anton. He even did not
no.
know.
This is a Horizon. This is a Horizon. I think that the Marco can help you after the week on the with the Corey's team. He will be able to ask Jason or the Corey directly. What is the definition of the NMEA 2000 from Horizon? Can you?
Yes, I can. The thing is that Horizon is limited. The AGS2 was sending more messages, and now
Yeah,
the
we
question is
realize that we have a couple of questions related to the Torbent's row crop steering or the Royskop, how they call it. Where they have been taking the cross-track error from the NMEA 2000. and we realized that we are not sharing the cross-track error from Horizon. We have been giving up from the antenna, but since 503.39 and the same from the value line, the 101, we are not sending the NMEA 2000 from the receiver. The reason was that we have not the button to enable disable, and we had many problems when the people enabled the NMEA 2000 from the console and it was running from the antenna, that it was jumping the position forward and back, because the antenna have the reference point in the center of the antenna, but the console sending it from the center of the real axle. This was the big trouble, at least for the transplanter and many other applications. So this was disabled. And now we realize it, that we created another problem because this from Horizon did not contain all of the messages. Do you know why the Horizon is not able to share all of the necessary messages?
It's not
Marco?
enabled.
That's it.
That's it. We just need to implement this. Probably. That's what I would say as a first idea about. Because on the Horizon, it was just requested to have like speed and maybe position. The main thing was the speed, and the other messages have not been requested.
Okay, that's alive. We have to request it because now maybe it will request to have the special section in Horizon setup interface like we have it for the NMEA 183 to have it the same menu for the NMEA 2000. Maybe. Okay, it needs to be requested, Andrei. So Marco can help you to get the list of the PGNs what we have. The second thing, to create the Salesforce case where we will summarize this request so we can escalate it as the feature request to the Horizon team.
Okay, so we already have the case, so let's clarify with the Horizon team, and then we can create a general.
The question here could be another one. Is it better to implement a button to enable the receiver NMEA and use this, or to add all these messages? Because normally the external system can request additional messages like the cross-track error or whatever is needed by just requesting the matching PGN. So if we have the console, then first we need to manually sort this. The system cannot automatically request this from the console. And also, I don't think that we can enable all of these messages. And we would need to.
And this is the decision for the product management.
Yes. But we should mention this, that we have these options.
In value line, the receiver is not wired with isobus at all.
That's the other side.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So Marco, let's discuss it later. Yeah. So nothing from my side anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrei. Who else? We good?
Just will mention you all guys, Estrella is on holidays this week, so you may receive some complaints about RMAs are late and this kind of stuff. Just tell our dealers to be patient.
Thank you.
Good.
It's good.
Nothing else, Rob? You've been out last weeks. You okay? Yep.
Yes, all fine. At some point, you have to go back to work again. So no, all good, all good. Just catching up a lot of stuff. Also, yeah, for myself, it's the same that facing some service issues. What Tom was also already explaining in the UK. similar to me. Seemed that one of the dealers that we have there is now doing some kind of repairs, but I need to get clarified with Bert what the meaning is on this one, because I get all service questions which should not be addressed to me. But I will clarify. For the rest, no, nothing to report.
Okay, fine then. That it is. Thank you all. Have a good week and keep in touch.
Have a good week, guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good talk.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.